Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WrestleHorror. Greetings, viewers and listeners. Meathook Jim here, the WrestleHorror podcast. Not with me for the first time in 145 episodes, Donnie Hoover. Donnie had other obligations, couldn't make it out here, so I'm going to try to do this solo, so be gentle. It's my first time. Anyway, I promised last week we'd talk about the Impact shows that were in Newport, Kentucky. We've already covered Under Siege, but we're going to cover Mayday now, and it starts out with a X Division title match between champion Ace Austin and Aiden Prince. Aiden Prince came out like ahead of steam, really getting the upper hand on Austin, but I think Austin was just biding his time. You know, Aiden tried everything. He brought in drop kicks. He did a flatliner. But what cost him is he attempted a 450 splash, which was blocked by Austin, who followed up with the fold for the win. Not a big surprise, but I can expect more new things from Austin and Aiden Prince in the future. The next matchup was an X Division qualifying match for Slammiversary. And it was Kenny King of Honor No More versus Chris Bay from Bullet Club. Now, at the beginning of the match, the referee ejected both Bullet Club and Honor No More, but for some reason, Maria Kanellis was allowed to stay hanging over by the broadcast booth. So, it doesn't surprise me that something might happen, and it will, because I'll tell you about it. During the match, they both went back and forth. It was pretty much an even match. Drop kicks, and then Bay went over the top rope to hit King. King picks him up off the second rope and falls up with a running double knee in the corner. King came back with a tiger driver for a near fall. King gets caught using the ropes for leverage on a pin attempt. And here's where it gets muddy. Because in the meantime, Kanellis managed to distract the referee. Now, I know she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips, but still, referee, think with your head, not the other one. That distraction was enough for King to capitalize with a royal flush to advance to the Ultimate X match at Slammiversary. So, and I wanted to mention to you all that if you have not watched it, and you can watch it on either YouTube or on Impact Plus, if you're watching the match or you're watching the show, if you look down to the ramp side, if you're facing the ramp, if you look to the left, you might see Meathook Jim in the corner over there. Anyway, the next matchup was a Knockouts World Tag Team title match. And the reason this came about is because at Under Siege, Giselle Shaw got an upset victory over Madison Rayne. I know, it was a shock to a lot of people. So this set up for this match with the Influence. So during the match, Shaw and Alicia were clearly in the driver's seat, pummeling their opponents with a series of strikes. At one point in time, Rayne grabbed Alicia's leg from the outside, allowing Dashwood to turn the tide with a neck breaker. Again, distractions. Rayne distracts the referee as Dashwood adds insult to injury from the apron. Alicia drop-kicked Rayne to create separation and make the tag to Shaw. The pace quickened as Shaw hit Rayne with a draping DDT. Rayne then sends Alicia crashing into her own partner. And the Influence follow up with the collab to retain the Knockouts World Tag Team title. I don't think this is the last time you're going to see these two pairs facing off for this championship, because Giselle Shaw and Alicia have come a long way, and they did pretty damn good during this match. So expect to see it again. The next matchup is Impact World Champion Josh Alexander and Tomohiro Ishii versus the Bullet Club. Now, as you remember, Alexander just defended his title against Ishii on Under Siege. So now they're tagging up to take on the Bullet Club. And you're talking about the Stone Pit Bull. This man is immovable. And with Alexander being the walking weapon that he is, I expected a lot of excitement in this match. And it was a lot of hard strikes, DDTs. It was Jay White and El Phantasmo that were wrestling for Bullet Club. And, Alexander hit German suplexes on Phantasmo, locked in an angle lock, but it wasn't enough he managed to finally get to the ropes. He hit a C4 spike on White, but caught with a springboard moonsault from Phantasmo. Ishii goes for a basement lariat, but White trips him from the outside. Turnabout is fair play, as they say. And Alexander does the same thing to Phantasmo on the other side of the ring. Ishii finally hits the basement lariat on Phantasmo, followed by a brainbuster for 3. This match could have gone either way, but I think the team of Josh Alexander and Tomohiro Ishii is a force to be reckoned with, especially with their unique set of skills. Now we have the gauntlet for the gold match. And the winner of this match gets to face Josh Alexander for the Impact World title at Slammiversary. And boy, was this one hard to follow. Oh my gosh. You had, 2 men start, and every 90 seconds, a new competitor hits the ring. Well, like I said, this was all over the place. Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, former tag team partners, the Motor City Machine Guns, started out the match. Then Eddie Edwards came in as the 3rd participant. Vincent of Honor No More was the 4th participant. Steve Macklin is the 5th one. Macklin momentarily worked with Honor No More as the Guns are caught in the crosshairs, followed by Red Rum from Vincent. Shark Boy is the 6th entrant, and there was a big pop. He's kind of a local, Dayton boy, and it was just Shark Boy. What can you say about Shark Boy? I love Shark Boy. Oh, shell yeah. Shark Boy didn't last very long, but then you got Trey Miguel and Raj Singh in the 7th and 8th spots. And then Bhupinder is the 9th entrant and eliminates Singh with a drop kick, which was good because Singh needed to go out anyway. Like I said, this one was all over the place, so you have to bear with me. It's hard to explain all the action that was going on during this match. But the 10th entrant was Mahabali Shera, and he squared off with Bhupinder. And then in comes W. Morrissey, the big 7-footer. He got rid of Shera and Vincent in quick work, and then out came Eric Young. Young hit Morrissey over the head with his mask and then spiked him with a pile driver. Young then eliminated Bhupinder. The comedy relief, Johnny Swinger, is a 13th interest, but in a matter of seconds, after being escorted down to the ring in his little ring mobile by Zicky Dice, he went over the top rope and went right back up the ramp in his little ring car pushed by Zicky Dice. Little comedy relief in there. Heath and Black Taurus entered the match at 14 and 15. Shelley and Miguel are also eliminated during the break. Rhino is a 16th entrance, and he immediately gores Edwards, allowing Sabin to eliminate him. Edwards deserved it. He turned on Impact, and he's going to pay for it. Rich Swann is the 18th entrance. But then Matt Cardona's music hits for the 19th entrance, but Matthew Raywalt leaves commentary and enters the match in his place, eliminating Swann from behind. I don't see how that's legal. PCO is the 20th and final entrant. PCO eliminates Raywalt, then faces off with Morrissey. Macklin sneaks up behind and eliminates both PCO and Morrissey. The lights go out, and Sami Callihan confronts Moose in the middle of the ring. See, I don't even remember when Moose came into the ring at that point in time. Callihan attacks him with a baseball bat, leading to the elimination from Sabin. Young and Macklin join forces as they turn their attentions on Sabin. Sabin uses his quickness to eliminate Macklin. The final two competitors are Chris Sabin and Eric Young. Sabin hit a tornado DDT for the very close fall, but Young rakes the eyes, hits the pile driver to win Gauntlet for the gold. So at Slammiversary, it's going to be Josh Alexander against Eric Young. And that was just the first half of the night. Action all over the place. And let me tell you, I mean, I didn't cover a quarter of what that Gauntlet for the gold match was all about. I mean, from a fan's perspective, and, you know, I was sitting right up front. It was hard to follow. I mean, you got up towards, you know, at least 15 wrestlers in the ring at the same time. And you're watching one and another one goes out. And like I said earlier, I didn't even realize that Moose had gotten in there. That's how chaotic it was. So as we move on to part 2 of Mayday, which aired on May 19th, the opening match was Zicky Dice, accompanied by Johnny Swinger, against Crazy Steve of Decay, accompanied by Black Taurus, Havoc, and Rosemary. Fresh out of Swinger's dungeon, Zicky Dice takes what he's learned and puts it in a display against Decay's Crazy Steve. But if you know Crazy Steve, he's very unpredictable. Dice is sent all the way out of the ring as Steve attempts to bite him. Dice delivers a knee, followed by a hanging neck breaker on the ropes. Dice remains in control for a snap suplex for 2. He gets frustrated when he can't put Steve away, and Steve capitalizes and locks in the upside down. Steve snaps the neck, but this time it's Dice who kicks out at 2. Steve hits a flatliner, then locks in a submission of his own, but Dice gets to the bottom rope. Steve successfully bites the head and hits his signature jumping DDT for the win. The next match is another Ultimate X qualifying match, and it features Laredo Kid versus Speedball Mike Bailey. And this one was probably one of my favorite matches. And I'm an old school guy. I like the ground and pound, but every once in a while I like to see the high flyers work, and boy, did they work on this one. There wasn't a whole lot of mat wrestling in this match, let me tell you. It was up and down and around and pump kicks, springboard moonsaults, and missile drop kicks, shooting star presses. But in the end, Bailey hit a pinpoint kick to the head and traps Laredo in a pinning predicament to score the victory. So Mike Bailey will advance to the Ultimate X match at Slammiversary. The next match is Knockouts World Champion Tasha Steele, Savannah Evans, and Deonna Purrazzo versus the AAA Reina de Reinas champion Taya Valkyrie, Mia Yim, and Jordan Grace. Momentum is up for grabs as Mia Yim makes her finally, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, finally makes her Impact in-ring return. Like I said, don't judge me. They square off in the opening moments, and Valkyrie hits a modified Blue Thunder Bomb on Tasha Steele's. Grace continues the assault with a delayed vertical jackhammer. And let me tell you something. She had her up there for at least 10 to 12 seconds. All that blood rushing to the head. But Evans breaks it up and baits Valkyrie and Kim and Yim into the ring, which allows Evans to blindside Grace. A couple minutes later, Grace hits a swinging slam on Steele's to create separation. Mia Yim finally enters the match with a burst of speed and plants Steele's with a sit-down powerbomb. The match begins to break even as everyone gets involved. Valkyrie hits Pandemonium on Evans, followed by Eat Defeat, a little homage to Gail Kim there, from Yim to score the victory. So the winners of this match, Taya Valkyrie and Mia Yim and Jordan Grace. Next matchup, the OGK, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, with Maria Kanellis, of course, versus the Good Brothers of the Bullet Club. The war between Honor No More and the Bullet Club still rages on. Maria Kanellis joins Tom Hannafin down at commentary while Gallows takes Taven off his feet with a thunderous running clothesline. Bennett makes a blind tag, allowing him and Taven to hit Anderson with a flapjack on the ropes. Bennett adds insult to injury as he runs the ropes, only to deliver a closed fist to the face of Anderson. Anderson hits a spine buster on Bennett to get that separation he needs to tag Gallows. The pace quickens as Gallows goes on the attack, hits Taven with a pump handle slam. Bennett inadvertently super kicks his own tag team partner, allowing the Good Brothers to connect with a double team suplex. Anderson goes for the pin, but Kanellis leaves commentary and provides a distraction on the apron. Surprise. Anderson steps aside, and incoming Bennett, causing him to spear his own wife. Finally, Maria Kanellis gets her comeuppance. Anderson takes him out with the gun stun for 3. The Good Brothers over the OGK. Masha Slamovich versus local favorite Shauna Reed. Shauna Reed, a hometown girl from Cincinnati, tries to stand up to the dominance that is Masha Slamovich. The minute the bell rang, Reed never got to do any kind of offense. Slamovich toyed with her a little bit and connected with a snowplow at 59 seconds to beat Reed. A little disappointed about that, but after that match, though, Havoc comes down to the ring and confronts Slamovich, wanting to prove herself following her loss of the title match to Tasha Steelz at Under Siege. And Havoc is a bit bigger than Slamovich, but don't sell Slamovich short. She has run roughshod through the knockouts and is undefeated up until the time of this recording. And the final match of the evening was a return match for the Impact World Tag Team Championships, with the champions, the Briscoes, defending it against former champs, Violent by Design. This time it was Joe Daring and Diener. Mark and Jay were all over this, staying on top of VBD. There was a little chicanery between VBD at times, but in the end, Jay rolled up Diener for the 3 count, retaining their Impact World Tag Team titles. After the match, Eric Young joined Diener and Doering for a 3-on-2 assault on the Briscoes until Josh Alexander made the save. Alexander goes face-to-face with Young, but is blindsided by Diener and Doering. Briscoes come in and save Alexander. And in the end, Alexander and the Briscoes stand tall as the show goes off the air. Once again, that is the entirety of Mayday in 2 Impact episodes. Please don't judge me on this one. It's rough to do this on my own. I thought I could do it because I've done podcasting for over 10 years now, but doing it by myself is a little different because I've always got people with me. So don't hold it against me, okay? Anyway, I am Meathook Jim. For the absent Donnie Hoover, we will catch you on the next episode, and hopefully he'll be back so I can feel better. Take it easy, y'all. Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media outlets: Facebook.com/WrestleHorror, Instagram @WrestleHorror, Twitter @WrestleHorror, on YouTube at the WrestleHorror channel. And you can also find us on our website, www.WrestleHorror.com.